When we're looking at the sacral chakra linking to diet, we need to be looking at how we are working with the female reproductive system, but also with the idea of our not just the excretion, we're also looking at the urinary tract. So we're looking at the small intestine and the absorption of minerals. One of the things what actually helps people with their small intestine is cinnamon, because it actually helps break down the proteins, which actually makes you being able to pee better. Magnesium is also an essential thing to help with your small intestine. So we're looking at dark leafy greens, raw spinach. Now people say about raw spinach, I think raw spinach is not good for you. You should actually boil spinach because it breaks down the high heavy metals within that. Swiss chard and kale. When we're looking at nuts and seeds, we should be looking at sesame seeds, Brazil nuts, almonds, cashews, pine nuts and mixed nuts. That's even peanuts, pecans and walnuts. Again, for non-vegetarians, we're looking at fish of mackerel and pollock and turbot and tuna. When we're looking at the other things which are suitable for vegetarians and vegans, we're looking at beans and lentils, white beans, French beans, black-eyed peas, kidney beans, chickpeas and lentils. Again, remember what we said about the root, too many causes gas. So again, even with the sacral, we need to make sure we don't have too many of them. Whole grains is our brown rice, quinoa, millet, bulgur wheat, buckwheat, wild rice, whole wheat pasta and barley and oats. Then we're also looking at another issue is with dairy, is the idea of that with magnesium is yogurt, so goat's cheese, which is hard, non-fat chocolate, and also with yogurt and non-fat mozzarella. Another thing to help with our small intestines is bananas, dried fruit, figs, prunes, apricots, dates and raisins, along with dark chocolate. We also need to be looking at probiotic foods like live yogurt, kefir, pineapple fresh and cider vinegar. Now cider vinegar, apple cider vinegar, always remember that not to have too much and also try and dilute it because it does corrode the teeth. Helps with high fibre is apples, carrots and celery. Unsaturated fats like salmon, trout, halibut, tuna and mackerel. Now when we're looking at the female reproductive system, we also need to help with fertility is shellfish, eggs, citrus fruits and salmon. But also linked with the iron is red meat, liver and dark greens for vegetarians. Also, due to estrogen levels, we need to also work on the soya levels we have, because obviously the idea of soya, which is when it's not fermented, is actually causes the mimics of estrogen. Again, there's many reports saying it doesn't, but it has been shown many times that if too many people have too much soya which is not fermented, it causes problems with estrogen. With the sacral as well, we have the issues of the bladder. Now the bladder is obviously the way we process from the kidneys, which is going to near the solar plexus, and linking that to the bladder, which is how we filter the blood, and that goes into our urine, which then filters through our small intestine to go out of the urethra or out of any external organ. So the good sources of calcium include dairy products such as natural milk, natural live yogurt, broccoli, kale, and canned fish with bones such as sardines and salmon. Citrus fruits are particularly high in pectin, which contains compounds that have been shown to provide diverse health benefits for the kidneys. So again, this is why the kidneys help, because if you help the kidneys, it helps the bladder. Alkalizing foods, they have claimed, such as asparagus, avocado, broccoli, leafy greens and squash, and using spices such as basil, garlic, oregano and thyme. Myself, I don't use so much garlic because I find that it creates too much oxidative issues, also with onions. But also look at celery, celeriac and parsley, and always work on your salt balance.